The Immortal John Hancock here, and today I'm sharing with you my Tandy color computer collection. The Tandy computer was a classic computer, came out in 1980, and it was out over a decade. There were several cartridges made for it, and I'm sharing with you what I've collected over the years. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the video. So here it is. This is my entire Tandy color computer collection. I have been collecting this computer for well over 20 years. I discovered it in the early 90s, and I found my first color computer at a yard sale with a few cartridges. Now they're very difficult to find. A lot of people don't even know what they are, and I wanted just to show and share this kind of overlooked classic computer. You know, competed with the Commodore VIC-20. And there are a lot of cartridges made over a span of over a decade, from 80 to 91 approximately. Now there's some third-party, very rare like R10 cartridges like Caterpillar Attack and 8-Ball that I don't have in my collection, but this is a cartridge collection, first party as well as many third-party stuff. So I wanted just to share with you everything that came out that I have in my collection. There's several utility cartridges mixed in here. Arkanoid. I'm going to kind of list a few of the cartridges that are amazing to play. Clowns and Balloons is pretty good. Plays a little bit like Circus Atari. Canyon Climber is another favorite that I enjoy playing. Demon Attack. A lot of people like and talked about Dino Wars. I couldn't get into it. Wasn't my type of game, but you know, early fighting game with dinosaurs. All-time favorite there, Dungeons of Daggorath. It's a great dungeon crawler. Here's my Color Computer 3. This is the best model to get. One thing I don't like though is the original controllers. They just aren't that good at all. And I am hooking my computer up with a switcheroo, which is able to output RGB. So this is a third-party controller. It's pretty good. That's a controller I use for a lot of my games, various other accessories. Someone modified a 2600 controller to work with the color computer, and this is an adapter they use 9-pin controllers on. So yeah, there's lots of different accessories. I just am showing some. I have a disk drive as well. Megabug, that's a pretty good Pac-Man ripoff. That's the issue with some of the color computer games. You know, they try to copy. They didn't have the rights to do certain games, so they did their own version and their own take on it. And some of them were good, and some of them were not at all. And a lot of people, unfortunately, remember this not as a game system. You know, really was competing with the Commodore VIC-20. Reactoid, that's another game I kind of enjoy playing at. Rampage, that's excellent. I'm going to be showing some gameplay footage after this. Robocop. Polaris, that's another early classic. Shooting Gallery, that's another good one I like. Super Pitfall, that's a rough one. You know, take the Nintendo game and it just isn't a good game at all. It's pretty bad. Plays like the Nintendo one, but worse. Lots of educational titles. Dexter. And that's it. That's my entire collection. And now let's take a look at some gameplay. First up is Polaris, and this is a Missile Command knockoff. Pretty decent one too, if you can get past the green background. But I enjoyed this one quite a bit. When I first got my Color Computer 2, I didn't have a lot of games or accessories, so this was a nice game. Fairly popular. It's well done. You know, the graphics aren't going to blow anybody away, but the gameplay and the fun are there. Definitely check this one out. Color Baseball was a decent sports title early on for the Color Computer line. You know, there was 3 models of the Color Computer, and this one came out in '82. And I think it's well done. It has, you know, a really nice introduction as well as gameplay and stuff. It took a little bit for me to figure this one out. I haven't played it in quite a while, but there's all sorts of cool extras, features in this early sports title, and it was well done. Canyon Climber is one of my favorite games. It also was another game that I first checked out on the Color Computer 2, and plays a little bit like Donkey Kong. The first level, there's 3 stages. You have to set charges to a bridge and then blow it up. And so I thought it was pretty fun. Well done. You know, just a simplistic platformer, and I enjoyed it. Dungeons of Daggorath is an amazing dungeon crawler where you type in commands to control your player going through various levels. It has really cool like wireframe graphics, and another early game that I played, and I was just totally immense into the world that this game provided. I know many of you out there probably grew up with this game and remember it fondly. This is one of the best games on the entire library. Downland was a Donkey Kong style game. Plays a little bit slow, and I wish there was a save feature, but boy is it good. This is a game that I often revisit to. You know, it was an early success for the Color Computer line. I wish there was more games like this in the library. And this is a game that I often go back and play, even though I haven't gotten through all 10 screens myself. It does get fairly difficult. Demon Attack came out in 1984, and this is a game I didn't experience until the late 90s when I was heavily collecting this classic computer, and this is a good version of it. It shares some of the features found in the Intellivision version. It has the big boss at the end. I do wish the sound was better on this version, but that's a small sacrifice. It's definitely one of the better games that you can play on an earlier model Tandy Color Computer. Now, I'm going to bring that up now because there was 3 main models of the Tandy Color Computer. The one with most bells and whistles is the Color Computer 3, which offered specific games that demonstrated the best graphics. And so Arkanoid is one of those games that has a mode where it demonstrates the power of the Color Computer 3. Definitely worth it. Check it out. Dexter was a run and gun arcade style game ported to several consoles and computers. This game was published by Sierra in North America in '87, and it was a success. A lot of fun. Your robot going around blasting stuff, and you have to map out areas and find the exit. Definitely one of the better run and guns on the platform. Check it out. Now, RoboCop is kind of an interesting game. It was released late, and it was a 128K game. And, you know, I just think it definitely showed kind of the age of the Color Computer. You know, it was really starting to get long in the tooth by the time this came out. Not known to be the best version of RoboCop, but it's a game that I still enjoy playing, even though it's not the best version. If you're a fan of the series, definitely check out RoboCop. Now, Rampage. Rampage is hands down one of the best games on the library. It's a 3-player version of Rampage. Everything's here. It is an amazing port. Aside from, you know, the limited music, but I still love playing this version of Rampage. An example with the right programmer, an amazing port could be done of classic arcade games. So there you have it. What did you think? Did you remember playing any of these games growing up? Does it take you back to your childhood? As for me, you know, there's several great games on this computer. Unfortunately, there was some stinkers too, and a lot of people remember the bad games, but there were some good games and some games that I still play. So thank you so much for the ongoing support. During this time of uncertainty, I really wish everybody nothing but the best. Health, safety. Please take care of yourself. My thoughts and prayers are out to the people affected by this terrible situation we're going through right now. As always, thank you so much for the ongoing support. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock. You take care.